From the Jungle Book, Kaa's Hunting, Part 4. Kaa had only just worked his way over the west wall, landing with a wrench that dislodged a coping stone into the ditch. He had no intention of losing any advantage of the ground, and coiled and uncoiled himself once or twice to be sure that every foot of his long body was in working order. All that while the fight with Baloo went on, and the monkeys yelled in the tank round Bagheera, and Mang the bat, flying to and fro, carried the news of the great battle over the jungle, till even Hathi, the wild elephant, trumpeted, and far away scattered bands of the monkey folk woke and came leaping along the tree roads to help their comrades in the cold lairs, and the noise of the fight roused all the daybirds for miles round. Then Kaa came straight, quickly, and anxious to kill. The fighting strength of a python is in the driving blow of his head, backed by all the strength and weight of his body. If you can imagine a lance or a battering ram or a hammer weighing nearly half a ton driven by a cool, quiet mind living in the handle of it, you can imagine roughly what Kaa was like when he fought. A python 4 or 5 feet long can knock a man down if he hits him fairly in the chest, and Kaa was 30 feet long, as you know. His first stroke was delivered into the heart of the crowd around Baloo, was sent home with shut mouth and silence, and there was no need of a second. The monkeys scattered with cries of, "Kaa! It is Kaa! Run! Run!" Generations of monkeys had been scared into good behavior by the stories their elders told them of Kaa, the night thief, who could slip along the branches as quietly as moss grows and steal away the strongest monkey that ever lived. Of old Kaa, who could make himself look like a dead branch or a rotten stump, that the wisest were deceived till the branch caught them, and then Kaa was everything that the monkeys feared in the jungle, for none of them knew the limits of his power. None of them could look him in the face, and none had ever come alive out of his hug. And so they ran, stammering with terror, to the walls and the roofs of the houses, and Baloo drew a deep breath of relief. His fur was much thicker than Bagheera's, but he had suffered sorely in the fight. Then Kaa opened his mouth for the first time and spoke one long hissing word, and the far-away monkeys, hurrying to the defense of the coal lairs, stayed where they were, cowering, till the loaded branches bent and cracked under them. The monkeys on the walls and the empty houses stopped their cries, and in the stillness that fell upon the city, Mowgli heard Bagheera shaking his wet sides as he came up from the tank. Then the clamor broke out again. The monkeys leaped higher up the walls. They clung round the necks of the big stone idols and shrieked as they skipped along the battlements. While Mowgli, dancing in the summer house, put his eye to the screenwork and hooted owl fashion between his front teeth to show his derision and contempt. "Get the man cub out of that trap. I can do no more," Bagheera gasped. "Let us take the man cub and go. They may attack again." "They will not move till I order them. Stay, you so!" Kaa hissed, and the city was silent once more. "I could not come before, brother, but I think I heard thee call." This was to Bagheera. "I may have called out in the battle," Bagheera answered. "Baloo, art thou hurt?" "I'm not so sure that they have not pulled me into 100 little bearlings," said Baloo, gravely shaking one leg after the other. "Wow, I am sore. Kaa, we owe thee, I think, our lives, Bagheera and I." "No matter. Where is the manling?" "Here in a trap. I cannot climb out," cried Mowgli. The curve of the broken dome was above his head. "Take him away. He dances like Mao the peacock. He will crush our young," said the cobras inside. "Ah," said Kaa with a chuckle. "He has friends everywhere, this manling. Stand back, manling, and hide you, O poison people. I break down the wall. Ka looked carefully till he found a discolored crack in the marble tracery, showing a weak spot, made 2 or 3 light taps with his head to get the distance, and then lifting up 6 feet of his body clear of the ground, sent home half a dozen full-power, smashing blows, nose first. The screenwork broke and fell away in a cloud of dust and rubbish, and Mowgli leaped through the opening and flung himself between Baloo and Bagheera, an arm round each big neck. "Art thou hurt?" said Baloo, hugging him softly. "I am sore hungry, and not a little bruised. But oh, they have handled ye grievously, my brothers. Ye bleed." "Others also," said Bagheera, licking his lips and looking at the monkey dead on the terrace round the tank. It is nothing, if thou art safe, O my pride of all little frogs," whimpered Baloo. "Of that we shall judge later," said Bagheera in a dry voice that Mowgli did not like at all. "But here is Kaa, to whom we owe the battle, and thou owest thy life. Thank him according to our customs, Mowgli." Mowgli turned and saw the great python's head swaying a foot above his own. "So this is the manling," said Kaa. "Very soft is his skin, and he is not so unlike the Bandarlog. Have a care, manling, that I do not mistake thee for a monkey some twilight, when I have newly changed my coats." "We be of one blood, thou and I," Mowgli answered. "I take my life from thee tonight. My kill shall be thy kill, if ever thou art hungry, O Kaa." "Oh, thanks, little brother," said Kaa, though his eyes twinkled. "And what may so bold a hunter kill? I ask that I may follow when next he goes abroad." "I kill nothing. I am too little, but I drive goats towards such as can use them. When thou art empty, come to me, and see if I speak the truth. I have some skill in these," he held out his hands, "and if ever thou art in a trap, I may pay the debt which I owe to thee, to Bagheera, and to Baloo here. Good hunting to ye all, my masters." "Well said," growled Baloo, for Mowgli had returned thanks very prettily. The python dropped his head lightly for a minute on Mowgli's shoulder. "A brave heart and a courteous tongue," said he. "They shall carry thee far through the jungle, manling. But now go hence quickly with thy friends. Go and sleep, for the moon sets, and what follows is not well that thou shouldst see." The moon was sinking behind the hills, and the lines of trembling monkeys huddled together on the walls and battlements looked like ragged, shaky fringes of things. Baloo went down to the tank for a drink, and Bagheera began to put his fur in order as Kaa glided out into the center of the terrace and brought his jaws together with a ringing snap that drew all the monkeys' eyes upon him. "The moon sets," he said. "Is there yet light to see?" From the walls came a moan like the wind in the treetops. "We see, O Kaa." "Good. Begins now the dance of the hunger of Kaa. Sit still and watch." He turned twice or thrice in a big circle, weaving his head from right to left. Then he began making loops and figure-8 with his body, and soft, oozy triangles that melted into squares and 5-sided figures, and coiled mouths, never resting, never hurrying, and never stopping his low, humming song. It grew darker and darker till at last The dragging, shifting coils disappeared, but they could hear the rustle of the scales. Baloo and Bagheera stood still as stones, growling in their throats, their neck hair bristling, and Mowgli watched and wondered. "Banderlog," said the voice of Kaa at last, "can ye stir foot or hand without my order? Speak." "Without thy order we cannot stir foot or hand, O Kaa." "Good. Come all one pace nearer to me." The lines of the monkeys swayed forward helplessly, and Baloo and Bagheera took one stiff step forward with them. "Nearer!" hissed Kaa, and they all moved again. Mowgli laid his hands on Baloo and Bagheera to get them away, and the two great beasts started as though they had been waked from a dream. "Keep thy hand on my shoulder," Bagheera whispered. "Keep it there, or I must go back, Kaa. Ah!" "It is only old Kaa making circles in the dust," said Mowgli. "Let us go." And the three slipped off through a gap in the walls to the jungle. "Oof!" said Baloo, when he stood under the still trees again. "Never more will I make an ally of Kaa," and he shook himself all over. "He knows more than we," said Bagheera, trembling. "In a little time, had I stayed, I should have walked down his throat." "Many will walk that road before the moon rises again," said Baloo. "He will have good hunting after his own fashion." "But what was the meaning of it all?" said Mowgli, who did not know anything of Python's powers of fascination. "I saw no more than a big snake making foolish circles till the dark came, and his nose was all sore. Ho ho!" "Mowgli," said Bagheera angrily, "his nose was sore on thy account, as my ears and sides and paws and Baloo's neck and shoulders are bitten on thy account. Neither Baloo nor Bagheera will be able to hunt with pleasure for many days." "It is nothing," said Baloo. "We have the man cub again." "True, but he has cost us most heavily in time which might have been spent in good hunting, in wounds, in hair. I am half plucked along my back, and last of all, in honor. For remember, Mowgli, I, who am the Black Panther, was forced to call upon Kaa for protection, and Baloo and I were both made stupid as little birds by the hunger dance. All this man cub came of thy playing with the Banderlog." "True, it is true," said Mowgli sorrowfully. "I am an evil man cub, and my stomach is sad in me." "Humph! What says the law of the jungle, Baloo?" Baloo did not wish to bring Mowgli into any more trouble, but he could not tamper with the law, so he mumbled, "Sorrow never stays punishment. But remember, Bagheera, he is very little." "I will remember, but he has done mischief, and blows must be dealt now. Mowgli, hast thou anything to say?" "Nothing. I did wrong. Baloo and thou art wounded. It is just." Bagheera gave him half a dozen love taps. From a panther's point of view, they would hardly have waked one of his own cubs. But for a 7-year-old boy, they amounted to as severe a beating as you could wish to avoid. When it was all over, Mowgli sneezed and picked himself up without a word. "Now," said Bagheera, "jump on my back, little brother, and we will go home." One of the beauties of the jungle law is that punishment settles all scores. There is no nagging afterward. Mowgli laid his head down on Bagheera's back and slept so deeply that he never waked when he was put down by Mother Wolf's side in the home cave. The Road Song of the Banderlog. Here we go in a flung festoon, halfway up to the jealous moon. Don't you envy our pranceful band? Don't you wish you had extra hands. Wouldn't you like if your tails were so curved in the shape of a Cupid's bow? Now you're angry, but never mind. Brother, thy tail hangs down behind. Here we sit in a branchy row, thinking of beautiful things we know, dreaming of deeds that we mean to do, all complete in a minute or two. Something noble and grand and good, won by merely wishing we could. Now we're going to never mind. Brother, thy tail hangs down behind. All the talk we have ever heard, uttered by bat or beast or bird, hide or fin or scale or feather, jabber it quickly and all together. Excellent, wonderful, once again. Now we are talking just like men. Let's pretend we are, never mind. Brother, thy tail hangs down behind. This is the way of the monkey kind. Then join our leaping lines that scumfish through the pines, that rocket by where light and high the wild grape swings, by the rubbish in our wake and the noble noise we make. Be sure, we're going to do some splendid things. And we've come to the end of Kaa's hunting. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. We'll read Tiger, Tiger next time. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. As Tigger says, ta-ta for now.